Welcome back, guys, to another Babbling beer review here at the King&Dragon. As I said in my last video, I've got some beers following on from a previous sort of series of beers I've been doing, and they are value beers. I have done the Asda and the Morrison's one. If you check out the previous videos, I did say if I saw them I'd do them, and I did that in Tesco's, and I did see these, and I thought, you know, this is their version of the cheap bitter. It is Ashfield Ale, 145. How much? 145 for 4 beers. I think people I've seen previous posts, used to be able to get them for £1, like 25p a can, but obviously inflation, cost of living and time, things have gone up. But the Morrison's ones were 225. I think they were the dearest so far. The Asda's were 140, I think they were, for 4. And the Tesco's Ashfield Ale, Ashfield Bitter, 145 for 4. So I thought, I've got let's give them a whirl. So here they are. Ashfields. They're only 2%ers this one though. 2%ers. 4 times 4, 440ml can for 145 though on a budget. I mean, they probably spend more on the branding of the packaging in the can than they do actually for the lagers. You know, I mean, they must lose money. So I mean, just the packaging and the beer, you know, the can alone must cost them more than they can sell them for. British bitter, Ashfield's original bitter, brewed with the finest British malted barley for a balanced flavour. So if you want a budget-friendly bitter, these are the ones to go for. So I've done the others. I was sort of looking as I go through, and I thought I've done the other two. So I thought, see this, let's give them a whirl, see how they compare. The Morrison's ones were a bit stronger, weren't they, than these? I think the Asda ones were 2% or 2.1. I can't remember now. And I think the Morrison's was a 2.8%, so a bit stronger, but for a budget beer, they're okay for a bit of, you know, a shandy mixer or something. That's the way I look at them. But if you just want a light ale, I said it in previous ones, or like a light bitter, they're better than alcohol free. This has got some flavour. And if you've got to cut back, you can't drink so much. You want to cut back and still want to have a taste of, you know, a beer at home. They're worth looking at, aren't they, for the money? It just gives you that little bit of taste of alcohol, minuscule taste. So I've not had these, so we're going to give them a whirl and see what they taste like. So packs of 4 when they're awful, as I say, you have to mix them up. And also, as was mentioned to me by a fellow YouTuber, Adam, the Beer Monster Reviews, as he said, you know, perhaps you could mix it with another beer, and probably could, you know, put a little salt and put something else in and just top out with these. But then, you know, you might as well just buy other beers, mightn't you, I suppose, in that regard. But hey, for what it is, a 2%er. Let's give it a little bit of a whirl. I mean, there's the can. Ashfield Ale. Not a bad can, really, I suppose. You know, it looks alright. You know, for what it is, sort of traditional old bitter. Not much of a smell coming out of there. Ones have been chilled in the fridge, so which is like chilled water. There's almost like a sort of slight Pilsner sort of smell. Tennant's Brewery make these, Caledonian Brewery in Glasgow or something. They've been founded in 1740. So I've had a look at their website. Again, loads of history on there. I mean, I think it dates back to 1556 or like that, by sort of Tennant. I think they were Tennant brothers, so a family. So if you want to look at the history, another one that have been around for a long time, although they have been bought up by a group. Like a lot of these breweries are now, you know, owned by a conglomerate, I suppose, a big word, Babbling Beer Reviews, a big concern. So they're not family based anymore, and they obviously produce several beers under different names, but they're made by Tennant, so Tennant's Lager. So check that out if you want to have a look at their website. Lots of history on there. Let's get it in the glass, shall we, and see what it looks like. The pour, guys, the pour. Sounds very carbonated, very fizzy. 145 for 4 though. As I say, probably good for cleaning the drain or making a cheap shandy. Depends on who, you know. What I do with them. Very clear looking pint. Light amber colour, very light amber. White head. I don't imagine that's going to last long. Yeah, I'll probably dissipate like the others quite quickly. It's quite white. Almost looks quite sort of bubbly on top there. Can't see a lot of fizz. Oh, there is some carbonated bubbles in it. It did sound quite carbonated. I don't know if you guys can see that on there. Hold there long enough, probably not. Head's dissipating already. Yeah, that's sort of very light lagery almost smell, although it's bitter. Bit of metallic-y smell there as well. I don't know my breath, it's going to taste too nice, but cheers, let's give it a whirl and see. Watery, metallic-y. Probably the lightest tasting of all three of them actually. Out of this is the third one out of the other two I've done. They were definitely better than this. I mean, that head's dissipating now, look. Although it is lacing the glass a bit, the head is disappearing. Metallic, as I say, carbonated with very little flavouring in there at all, hence the smell. Very, very, very minute hints of malt. If you can cut through the sort of, that's disappearing at head. If you can cut through the you know, the carbonation and the metallic-y taste. My face doesn't say, but it gets a bit better as you drink it a bit more, I suppose. I don't know, once you've had a few, if you wanted a couple of them, you wouldn't even notice. After a good couple of decent beers, you want to just get rid of these over the end of an evening, bit of lighter drinking, probably a good time to have them when your taste buds are laced with something much nicer. Head's going now, look. Almost disappeared. There's another taste in there, but I can't quite suss out what it is. It reminds me of something, but I just can't quite place my finger on it. It's almost a fruit of some description, but it's not pleasant. Don't we? It's not like, you know, think, oh, that's nice. There's a lot of carbonation going on, so it cuts away the other flavour. There's something there. Head almost gone. As I say, you know, it's nicer than water, guys. Stronger than water. So if you want a light beer, very light beer that's got very little taste about it, or the head's gone now, look, nearly. As I say, after a few heavy evening on something a bit more stronger, got a few in the fridge, or even again, as I said previously, to make a shandy with, yeah, use it for that. That's what I do on it. Nice light bitter shandy, very light. I think it's almost got like, you know, when you make a kit beer, you brew at home. You brewed at home before you make a kit beer, and you get that little bit of a beer kit twang. It's almost got that in it. It's very subtle though. That's that taste I'm getting. Like I said, it's like a fruit, but it's not. It's actually, it's more, I think, reminds me of a beer kit twang, but very, very subtle. Yeah. Packaging, I've got to give it, I suppose, a 5 overall for packaging. Should you try it? Out of the three of them, probably not. I prefer the others. I think the other two, the Morrison one's been a bit stronger, but the Astor one for 2%, or was it 2.1? Was that weren't bad. I didn't think for what it was. I thought it weren't bad. I seemed to have a bit more flavouring than this. I mean, it's, you know, the colouring's alright, it's clear. I say no head on it. Excuse me, would I recommend you buy it? If you want to make a load of shandies, very light shandies, then yeah, why not? £1.45. A box for you could get a few shandies out for a home party. Or as I say, if you don't want to drink water or alcohol free, definitely better than alcohol free. Well, some of them, the way they're changing them now, the flavours in some of them alcohol free ones are quite nice. So you might prefer to drink that than this. Give it a whirl, you know, as I say. I'm going to go 5 with the packaging, but a 4 for me, guys, out of 10, dare I say. Just like sort of carbonated, flavoured water, but not very nice flavouring. So there you go, guys. I don't know, you know, do you buy it? No, probably not, but as I say, if you want to use it for shandies or something like that line, drain cleaning, maybe give it a whirl. Anyway, guys, I've had them, so we tried them once. That's 3 ticked off. I don't know which one I prefer, the Morrison's or Asda one. Morrison's probably tips it a little bit because it's a bit stronger ABV, so there's a little bit more flavour, I think. But the Asda one wasn't bad for what it was. This one, well, I don't know. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. Look out for the eclipse. That's this week's news, isn't it? We had Storm Kathleen blow through, in mother's name. Yeah, she could be quite stormy sometimes, I suppose, when we were kids. Watch out for the flying slippers and stuff. Back in the day. Not that we didn't deserve it, but no, she's great, really. I'm joking, but yeah. So whatever, you know, whatever you're doing, you keep safe, and I hope you're safe from the storm. It was more this way down Cornwall and up the sort of across the side of Wales and that way up. So not too bad, and hopefully, I say, you know, those of you in a position to see the eclipse get a good viewing of it. I don't know what it's like with the weather, but I don't think we'll see much down here, all the clouds and heavy rain. So actually it's not raining now, it's quiet, as you can hear on the roof. There isn't nothing happening. So it was earlier on, or did it come down earlier? Anyway, guys, enough babbling and wobbling and baffling from me. Babbling, make up new words now as I go. Yeah, Ashford Ale, Ashford Bitter from Tesco's. Do you buy it? As I said, probably not one you're going to enjoy, so not for me. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot, and I'll see you again soon back here for another Babbling beer review of the King and Dragon. Take it easy.